by the way. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is true.
Parents, this is our theme song for this year because I am happy to be your son and daughter's geometry teacher this year. You are the primary educator of your family, the head coach, and I am coming along as an assistant coach for this particular special teams called geometry. The most important way to interact with me is via email, kway@vcs.net. This short video will give you an introduction to 6 key connection points that would be very helpful for us to have quality understanding and communication in. Number 1, I highly recommend, we are a flipped instruction classroom, which means the majority of your son or daughter's homework will be watching what are called preview videos. So I highly recommend that you go to my YouTube page. Just go to YouTube, put Kelly Wade Geometry, and even though I link all my videos through Moodle, it's a good idea to hit subscribe directly on the YouTube page. That way you get an instant notification when I upload something even before I link it to Moodle. So that's the first thing I recommend for both you as the parents and your son and daughter, is to subscribe to my YouTube page. Remind 101 text. There's a blind texting system I'll be using with your son and daughter. In other words, I'll be able to send them texts, but they will not have my cell phone number, nor will I have theirs. And these remind texts are going to be for big ticket items coming up, predominantly quizzes and study guides and alerts, occasional special events, extra credit assignments, and things that I will only send via this text system. So if you'd like to also participate in the same texting system, in other words, receive the same text that your son or daughter will receive, if you are an A-Day parent, 281010, text at A as in apple, 77497. If you are a B-Day parent, 281010, text at E as in Edward, 8, B as in boy, K as in ketchup, 66. Let's talk about equipment for this class. There's basically 7 pieces of equipment that will be required for this class. 6, excuse me, not 2 calculators, just 1. 1, a calculator, I'll talk about which ones in just a moment. A packet of colors of some sort, a highlighter, a straight edge, a red pen, which will be provided in class, and a compass. Now, as far as the calculators are concerned, this is my recommendation. If you are looking for a calculator that is good for all 4 years at Valley, good for all math classes, future math classes, and science classes, you want some version of a TI-84 Plus. This would be the basic version right here, TI-84 Plus graphing calculator. They're not cheap, they're about $100. If you wish to go something slightly fancier, you can get what's called the TI-84 Plus CE. CE means color, of course, color edition, so that the screen is color-coded. Some students like the color coding, but it's not required. There are refurbished TI-84s for a slightly lower expense, as long as it's a TI-84 Plus. Now, a TI-84 Plus is good for all 4 years at Valley, Algebra 2, your future physics classes, trig classes, chemistry classes. The price range, obviously at the low end around $85, upper end is around $140, depending on the version that you get. However, This calculator, a TI-30XS, is perfectly sufficient just for this year in geometry. So if your family needs to work a little bit more on a budget, this particular year, this $12 calculator is sufficient for this year in geometry. It will do everything we need to do for this year only. However, this particular calculator will not be sufficient for Algebra 2, Trig, and Physics moving forward. But it is sufficient for this year. So you'll need to get one or the other, please. Important upcoming dates. I'm going to be doing an equipment check, looking for these items, and I've provided labels on day 1, special labels for these items, an equipment check on August the 20th for A Day and August the 23rd for B Day. Our first quiz in this class will be August the 20th A Day, August the 23rd B Day. I don't recommend you take a look at grades until after August the 30th, when we have at least a dozen assignments under our belts. Our first unit test is September 7th for A Day, September 8th B Day, and our back to school night is September 9th. Tutoring. Parents, please shoo your son and daughters into tutoring long before they feel like they need it. These are my tutoring hours. I jokingly call it otherwise known as I live here, which is pretty close. Mornings on B days, open 1B, I'm in room E111. I'm in the same room for tutoring after school, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 2:30 to 3:15, except collaboration days. I'm also going to make myself available during lunchtime on A days outside, on the east side of the gym, on the green picnic tables. Why outside? Because outside masks are optional, and this will give me an opportunity to interact with your son and daughter without a mask in the safety of being outside if they prefer face-to-face interaction. Let me introduce you my website, Moodle resources, and if your student is absent, they will wrap, review, access, print. Let me describe that. My website is arranged by units, Unit 1, 2, 3, and you can go right down, obviously, Unit 1. If your son and daughter is absent on a certain day, there's 2 links you should be looking at. There's the in-class link, and the in-class link will have the in-class handouts, as well as a recording, when it's completed, of the in-class content. And then you will see the same dates, but noticed for homework. And you click on that, and you will get the printout for the homework, as well as the homework, which is predominantly videos as well. So review what's on the website, access the handouts, print them. I prefer everything to be turned in physically in class when a student is absent. We have weighted grades in geometry, which means 10 points on homework. It does not weigh the same as 10 points on a test. My final weighs in at 10%. We have a 20% practice category, which are things that are graded based on effort, which is predominantly our homework and our classwork. 50% mastery assessments, which is quizzes, tests, oral exams. 15% progress assessments, which are our ALEX take-home practice quizzes, something called brain Javas, and exit tickets. Keep in mind again, grades are not terribly meaningful until we get past our first quiz. You can check it after August the 27th for A Day, August the 28th for B Day. At the beginning of every class, this is called the HAM slide, the Homework Announcements Materials. So your son and daughter will see what the available homework is. Of course, that's also on my lesson plans, and you're going to be noticed you'll be getting weekly emails from me that outline all the in-class and homework content. Announcements, big things coming up like quizzes and the equipment check, and then I tell students what materials to have on their desk. This is called the ham slide, and it's the first slide in my class. Here's an outline of our first 2 weeks in class. Day 2, we will be doing an ALEKS knowledge check. Please have your ALEKS account purchased by then. Day 3, or Day 2 and Day 3 are going to be focused on an algebra review, and we will have an algebra review quiz, Day 4. And then we start our geometry content, Day 5 and Day 6.
By the way, because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because clap along if you.
Parents, I'll give you a heads up. There is a video coming your way in approximately about a week that's going to be focused on a concept that makes geometry incredibly unique, as well as the style in which I teach incredibly unique. It is called brain in hand learning. That video, exclusively for parents, will be coming your way in a little over a week to 10 days. I look forward to talking and interacting with you, parents. Please feel free to send me an email if you have questions and concerns. You're welcome to email me. If you wish to set up a Zoom meeting, I'd happily interact with you face-to-face that way. I look forward to partnering with you for your son and daughter's success.